Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Freya and today we are doing a baking video! So today I decided I'm going to make a giant mini roll. Now, I got this idea about a week ago, I would say, as I was eating a mini roll. I was like, oh, I want to make a giant one. In other words, it's basically a Swiss roll cake, but I think it sounds cooler if I say I made a giant mini roll because mini rolls are just amazing. So, I have a recipe because I've not made this before. I've made a log cake before, which is similar, but this time it's more chocolatey. We're gonna put chocolate all over it and then I'm gonna finesse it. Gonna add it, top it up a bit with some white chocolate drizzled over it. It's gonna look really nice. If it all goes well, that is, because you know, this could be a complete fail. But let's hope not, and let's get baking. Okay, so for this recipe, you are going to need a bowl, an electric whisk preferably, or a stand mixer, scales, measuring cups, not important, but it's a lot easier, plain flour, obviously, sugar, I've got caster sugar and then light brown sugar, but you can use granulated sugar, it's actually what the recipe is, but we're not using that because we're special. Yep, we're using cocoa powder, vanilla essence, baking powder, butter, and obviously chocolate. So that's what you need to make this recipe. Let's get baking. Okay, so firstly, you are actually going to need 3 bowls. I kind of lied because I didn't realise and I forgot. And you also need double cream or any sort of like whipping cream or whatever you want for the filling. So yeah, we need that. I just keep forgetting to add things to the list. Okay, so firstly what we're going to do is separate the eggs into yolks and whites, and then we're going to whip up the egg whites with the caster sugar or granulated sugar, whatever you have, until stiff peaks form. I've never really found a way to perfect doing this, separating the egg whites. I know I've tried the bottle thing before, you know, where you like suck out the yolk with a bottle, a water bottle, but we don't have any in the house because, you know, we're not using plastic. I mean, as much as we can. Let's hope we have better luck with this one. Now don't break or fall in, I beg you. Oh, it has split, but it didn't break into the thing. So, why is this so much harder today? I feel like I knew this was gonna like fail as soon as I started filming. Normally, things don't go very wrong for me. So, yeah. As I've probably mentioned before, if you've seen my get to know me video, I believe I said it in there anyway, that baking is one of the things I do love to do. And I learnt it kind of in school, but not really. I did food tech in like years 7 to 9. So we like did all that stuff, and I remember I need to wash my hands. And I remember we it was around Christmas time because I did it in the first term of food tech, and we had to make a cake and we all paired up, and I was like, nope, I want to make my own. So I made some, I don't know if I have a picture of it, I don't think I do, but I made like a square cake. Everyone else made a round one, I made a little square cake and I made it into a Christmas present. So I put like, it was Victoria sponge cake, so inside is cream, I think it was like buttercream, I can't remember, and jam, and then it had red rollout icing on the top, and then I cut out white rollout icing, made a little crisscross, and I made little like a little bow thing where I like folded it over, and then it had like a little bow on top and little stars cut out and stuck on it like a Christmas cake. It was quite short though because I couldn't make like loads and loads of stuff, but it did look quite cool, and I was like 14. No, I must have been 13 at the time. Yeah, because I'm like one of the youngest in the year. So I think I was around 13 when I did that. And I was really proud of myself. So like year 8 and year 9 was sort of when I really got into it, baking wise. And I did loads and loads at home. Yeah, so that's how I sort of got into that. Oh, sugar. Okay, so I separated the eggs, finally. Now we're gonna add in I don't want that to fall. the caster sugar. Actually, I might already have some open. I do. Okay, let's see if I have enough. So I need 65 grams of these. We're at 69. Do you think the extra 4 gram matters? Can I get it out? No, we're not gonna risk it. We're gonna go with that, okay? We're not gonna. Oh, it's 68. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Doesn't matter. So we're going to beat the egg whites and granulated sugar together for a high speed for 5 minutes until stiff peaks form, and then set aside. So let's get whisking. Helps if I turn on the plug. Okay, I think it's done. Are they stiff? I mean, they say if you put it over your head and it doesn't tip on your head. Oh, that's a good sign. I think it's done. So now we're gonna whisk the egg yolks with vanilla essence and brown sugar. It's new, I haven't opened it yet. Ow! 65 grams of packed light or dark brown sugar. So, this is quite lumpy. I haven't used it in a while. Okay. There we go. 65 grams of light brown sugar and a teaspoon of vanilla. It's new, so a bit stiff. Oh no, it dripped. Okay, now we've put those in, we are going to beat the egg yolks, brown sugar, vanilla extract together until pale and creamy for about 2 minutes. Okay, so that is done. I believe you're supposed to do it until you can see like a ribbon effect. So like you pull it out and then you can see where it's laid and then it finally sinks in. So it's not like stiff peaks like the other one. It is just thicker and ribbony, which is actually quite nice. And it looks really nice. I've never really put brown sugar in it before, but it kind of looks like coffee, but I don't like coffee. Still, looks nice. Okay, so next it's saying we need to sift the flour, baking powder, and cocoa powder and salt all together in a large bowl and then pour the melted butter and your egg yolk mixture all over the dry ingredients and beat together. Really? Yeah. So firstly I need to melt the butter, so I need 60 grams, I believe. Yes, 60 grams of unsalted butter, and I'm just going to pop it in a bowl and put it in the microwave for about a minute if need be. That's melted quick. Okay. There we go, 60 grams of butter, and I'll put it into the microwave for about a minute. I'm back with my melted butter. Okay, so now we need to sift in flour, cocoa powder, and baking powder and salt. Ta-da! Now I use Cadbury's Bourneville cocoa powder for this because I use this in all my baking because I think I found this in a recipe. It was like Cadbury's brownies or something, and they are amazing. I can show you how I make them. At one time I put white chocolate chips in them. So good. But yeah, I use this. It's really nice for baking, not for drinking though. It's disgusting, I'm not gonna lie. Nah, because it's dark chocolate and I'm not a dark chocolate fan. So yeah. So what are we gonna put in first? Today we're gonna put in the flour. So 62 grams of all-purpose flour. Okay. Ooh, ooh, ooh. A teaspoon of baking powder. So we're just gonna level that out. Put that in there. Stretch. Realize that's in the way of the bowl. Tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder. And again, we go in. Oh my god, because this is like a really new packet. 3 did it say. I'm scared it's gonna go everywhere. Ah! Come on, you can do it. There we go. Sip it! Oh. See, this cocoa powder is actually the nicest one for cooking, I recommend. But it is like £3-4, it's quite expensive. But if you want nice cakes, I recommend it. Not sponsored, by the way. Just saying. I wish I was sponsored. Imagine being sponsored to bake cakes, like how good would that be? Like, amazing. Okay, that's that sifted in. I've made a mess already, my mum's not going to be happy. But, oh well. And then 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. My mum would not be happy with this, she hates salt. Or we don't say she hates flavour, which is boring. Yeah, so there's that. Now what do we do? Oh, getting this cocoa powder absolutely everywhere. Perfect. Right, let's just move that to the side. Right, pour in the melted butter. Okay, in it goes. Here we go. And this, I believe. Egg yolk mixture, beat everything together on a medium speed until combined. And then using a wooden spoon or a spatula, fold in the egg whites. Okay, so. Door don't slam, please. It's really hot in here. Now I'm going to put the whisk attachment back on and we are going to whisk it together. Okay, if you haven't already figured, I really like doing accents. I just do them at the weirdest times. Like I'll just be at work and I'll just start talking in an accent. Like, I don't know what, I just did. So, yeah, enjoy that. Guys, this smells insane. I can already smell the chocolates. Oh no, it's getting everywhere. I want to lick it. I'm not going to. I can't. Actually, I like doing this. I do that. Just put it to the side. It might scratch the bowl, but you know, get everything in. Okay, so that's now all completely combined. Now I'm going to whisk in is the egg whites and sugar with a spatula. I've got my trusty spatula here, my little pink one. I've had this for years. I think, oh no, it's dripping everywhere. Okay, okay. Well, I don't think I need you anymore. Freya's making a mess. Don't tell anyone. I'll try and clear it up, Mum, I promise. Right, I'm doing this a bit at a time because you don't want to get the air out of the egg whites. So you're just gonna fold it like so. So just like go around and then fold it on top, kind of just like in a circle. But I'm trying my best. Okay, we're nearly done. As you can see, it's gotten a lot lighter. I hope you can see that. But yeah, so that's all ready. I don't want to deflate it completely. You do not want to overdo it. Now, the fun bit, we're gonna bake it. So I've got my greaseproof paper. right here. Now it says you really want it like really non-stick, so I'm gonna just extra coat it with a bit of butter because this is also really melted because it's a hot day. And now spread it evenly into the pan. Exciting! Yeah, so just get all the edges. Now we're gonna spread it around the pan, nice and evenly. Get it into those little edges, those little crevices. Okay, so now I'm gonna put it in the oven for 10 minutes at 175 degrees, and we'll check back on in 10 minutes. 10-minute timer on, and I'll see you in 10 minutes. Right, so it is springy. So it is done. Now we're gonna let it take it over here. Okay. Now, I know you're supposed to roll it while it's still really warm, but it's just come out of the oven. Yeah. And apparently you're gonna roll it straight away. So, it's good. Okay, now I'm gonna turn it over. Okay, turn it over and get those little edges out. Now, so now we're going to peel this off. Done. And then, starting with this, we're going to roll. Bear in mind, this has just come out of the oven, so it's burning. Roll it. Yeah, just roll it. Okay. We're gonna brave it, you know? Ooh! I did it! I'm just gonna roll it in this. And then we're gonna set it aside to cool for a while. And I'll be back when it's cooled. Okay guys, the cake is almost cooled. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to whip up the cream with a bit of icing sugar, and we're going to melt the chocolate. So here I have just a bunch, like 2 bars of Cadbury's chocolate because it was on offer and it's nice. And then we just have some white chocolate here, just a little bit, just to drizzle on top once it's all done. So for this, I'm going to heat it up over the hob in a glass bowl or a heat-proof bowl or whatever. Turn it on, have a little bit of water in the pan, heat that up until it's boiling, and then make it simmering. And then wait till it simmers, and then you're going to put this on top, and then you're going to mix it along with your spatula so it melts, and that's how you melt it properly. And this is like the best way to melt chocolate without it burning or anything, because if you put it in the microwave, it's not going to go as well. Okay, so I'm going to take about 300, so about half of this, mils of cream, and we're going to whip it up with 3 tablespoons of icing sugar or confectioner's sugar. You can also use granulated sugar if you wish. I prefer to use icing sugar because I believe it's easier. Okay, so now I've whipped the cream and I've got the cake out of the fridge. I put it in the freezer for a little bit. Now I'm going to wait for that to get a bit warmer again, just back to room temperature. Just leave it there for a second and we'll focus on the chocolate. So literally for this, we are just gonna mix it around it a little bit. So I'm gonna turn it down. Basically just mix it. You can see that it's already starting to melt here, looking lovely and yummy. And I hope I have some strawberries, because if I have any left over, I will be dipping them in it. I'm gonna get a little palette knife and we're just gonna slowly and gently unroll it again.
And now we're just going to put the cream all over the cake. We're going to spread it out with our spatula or spoon or knife or whatever you have on you. Make sure you get in the little edge just here, like in the little bit where you first rolled it, just to make sure you've got cream absolutely everywhere. And then we're just going to spread it all out, make sure it's not too close to the edge, otherwise it'll be spilling out of the corner. And then we're just going to roll it when you've done all of that. Now we're just going to roll it. Be careful, I'm using the grease-proof paper just to help me. If there's a little crack, it doesn't really matter because you can just cover it or hide it with the chocolate or cream, and then just put it back onto your tray or whatever you're going to use to pour the chocolate over. And now guys, we're just going to pour the chocolate all over the cake like so. Oh, it's always so satisfying to do this, and I've always watched videos about it. People like pouring glazing over their cakes and it just looks amazing and it smells so yummy. I'm so excited about this, if you can't already tell. Yep, and we're just going to spread it around like so. Make sure you get every bit of the cake covered in chocolate. You're going to get a bit dropping through.
Okay, I think I'm going to clean that up after, but for now, that doesn't look too bad. So, I'm just going to get the white chocolate, sort of drizzle it over. Look at it from the top, it just looks so good. I tried repairing it a bit, but you know, for a first attempt, considering I've never made this before, I'd say it went really well. The sides, obviously, you know, that's the sides, but yeah. So I'm just going to put it in the fridge for a bit and then clean up the board a little bit, and obviously the work surface, a bit messy, and I'll show you the finished result. So there we have it, guys. Here is the finished product. I think it actually tastes quite nice. Not quite like a mini roll, but what would you expect? It's going to be slightly different as it's not the exact recipe. But yes, I enjoyed it. So if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that stuff, and I'll be back with more videos soon. Bye!